As well, I'd like to follow up on Dr. Benishek's line of questioning. He outlined a statement that was made in this committee by the VA that CNN report says simply not true. Let me outline a few other statements that are not just to the committee but to the American public rolling back in the last year. On April 30th, 2014, former VA Undersecretary for Health Robert Petzel said there was, quote, no evidence of a secret list in Phoenix. That, of course, turned out to be very false. In a May 23, 2014 report, former Phoenix VA Director Sharon Hellman and current Phoenix VA Chief of Staff denied there was a secret list in Phoenix. Those statements turned out to be false. In a December 15, 2014 report, the Inspector General documented how VA officials have misled Congress and the press regarding deaths related to delays in VA medical care. And then most recently, on February 15, 2015, on a national appearance on Meet the Press, the VA Secretary Bob McDonald said the VA had fired 60 people due to wait time issues. That statement was also false. Ms. Bradley, how do you explain how so many VA officials have been caught misleading Congress, the press, and the American people?
It certainly does draw our attention to our need to be much more clear and accurate in what we provide to the public and to you and to our veterans. So I don't have any other comment other than there is no way for us to restore trust unless we are more careful about specific facts, numbers, and information that we provide.
60 people fired. That's a very specific fact. The Secretary himself stated that. You were obviously working for him then. Did you approve that statement? How? Did he just make that up? Did he get confused between 4 and 60? Explain that a little bit more, if you would, please.
I really can't say what he was thinking about. He may have been using numbers of people who had been removed for other reasons and merged the two. I don't know that.
Was there a statement following that by the VA that said, nope, we made a mistake and or we misled? I have not seen the follow-up statement from the Secretary. Because that statement's
Yes.
clear. Is that statement true?
I believe there was a statement that was made.
Is the statement that he fired 60 people, is that true, that he made on Meet the Press?
As far as I know, it is not true.
So why would he make such a statement?
I don't.
You said he issued a
fair to say
statement
that
about
he
his
made a
statement?
statement up. I really think you should ask him about it, but
He's not here. You're the General Counsel for the VA. You're asking us to trust you. To me, this is the most misleading statement I've heard made in probably my 4 years on this committee. Meet the Press. 60 people fired. That's not true at all. You agree it's not true. Can you tell me what the Secretary's statement was?
60 people weren't fired. I said that he misspoke when he said that 60 people were fired because of access issues. So it may be, in fact, that there were 60 people fired, they just weren't fired for access issues.
So there were
I don't know
60
that
people
for sure.
fired? You don't know that? And you're
don't
here
know that
asking me to trust. You were working for the VA at this time? In February 15th?
I was.
And you want us to trust you, but you can't answer or explain away this statement about 60 people that was patently false.
No, again, you should ask Secretary McDonald about
He's not
that
here.
statement.
Ma'am, if you want
I
trust to
can't
be
speak for
restored,
him, though.
I've been,
That's
where were you
right.
before you came to the VA?
I was at the Department of Defense.
Department of Defense.
Yes.
Did it astound you? Did you get worried and upset when you heard about waiting lists in Phoenix and veterans possibly dying because of waiting lists? Did that upset you?
I was obviously so committed to come back to the VA. I served as the General Counsel in 1998. I served for 3
But
years.
did that upset you?
It
I'll
did.
tell you what the committee
It-
perspective was. We had VA officials sitting right in those chairs that said there was no waiting list. And people were dying because of that. And I believe they lied to the committee. And this will be my request, Mr. Chairman, from the committee, an official request for each of these 5 statements, including the one from my colleague. I would like a written statement, an explanation of whether or not this was a false statement or not, and how your department, if it was a false statement, repaired that breach of trust. Would you be willing to provide that to the committee?
I'll ask the department to provide it, sure, absolutely.
You'll ask, you are the department representative here, ma'am.
I will.
Yes
I
or no, you'll
can't
provide or
answer-
not?
I can't answer on behalf of the Secretary, but yes, I will make sure that you get that answer.
So the answer is yes, you will provide that.
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. As we've discussed here, the key word is trust. And until these misleading statements, and I think are patently false, we've heard so many of these for 4 years. And these have to be cleared up. And again, I appreciate you calling the hearing tonight, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.